Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning, and hope you're having a great start to your day. We sure appreciate you guys coming on when you can. And if you come on live with us, thanks so much. We appreciate it. And let me just say hello to a few folks here as there's Andrea from Niagara Falls and Kathy. Good morning to you. Right at the top. How did you get up there, Kathy? Nativity, good morning. Sue, how are you? Okay, Lynn from Aurora, good morning to you. And Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, and it's rainy there, eh? Amber, New Jersey. Rosa, Montreal. And Annette, Nouveau Brunswick. Laurie, Alberta, good morning. Carrie, Nebraska. And April from Oshawa. Janice, how are you? And Fran from Orangeville. Good morning, Fran. Donna. And Norma from Texas. Leela, Werner, Icy Werner. Yes, I heard. Elaine, St. John's, Newfoundland. Wendy, good morning. Beverly, New Brunswick. Gertie, Burlington. Vanda, PEI. Hi, Doc McEwen from West Tennessee. Linda. Arlene, good morning. And who is that? I couldn't see. Kevin went up into the clouds. Hi, Kev. Karen, Peterborough. Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia. Etta. And Helga, how are you? From Scarborough. Nativity. Mary, PEI. Wanda, Ridgeway, Ontario. And Mary, how are you? And Milika from Stouffville. And a couple more guys. We got to get going here. Donna, Bell Valley. There's Anne from St. Catharines. Rachel, nice to have you on. And Linda's. We love Linda's. You know that. Monica, Manitoba. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. And one more. Wendy from London. Okay. So let's look at a couple of studies that came out that I flagged. We'll pontificate on it today. And I think we got to all our questions on Friday, Q&A. So a lot of times we have to go to Q&A Monday, but I think we got to all of them. If I missed any, would you just let me know, okay? Let me know. Brahim, Brahim, where the heck were you? Judy and Linda from Uppsala. Okay. Inflammation. Let's look at this this morning. I just want to talk about inflammation, okay? And what do we say here at the Martin Clinic about inflammation? What do we say? It's not Houdini. It just doesn't show up out of nowhere. There's always reasons for inflammation. We'll talk about that this morning, but we'll also talk about the detrimental effects of inflammation and what you can do about it. Now, okay, a lot of people, they misunderstand when I talk about acute inflammation and chronic. Okay, so acute inflammation is you have an injury, you fall, you banged your knee, you banged your elbow, and you get inflammation. That's the body's ambulance system. That's a normal thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually good for you. You get a cold, okay? Anybody get a cold in the last year or whatever? You got a headache, you got sinus pain, you got a fever, perhaps, and you don't feel good. Well, that's inflammation, guys. But that inflammation's on your side. It helps. Where inflammation is not good is when it becomes chronic, okay? So if you have a virus, like the common cold, Your body's ambulance system just sends in more enzymes, more, the inflammation's actually good for you. The fever is good for you. Why? Because it's heating up your body to kill the virus. That's part of your immune system. But what if that doesn't get turned off, like in autoimmune disease? Inflammation at that stage doesn't get turned off. Now inflammation becomes your enemy. Your body's flagging things, and it sort of turns on itself. Your immune system is overworking. They call that autoimmune, when the body turns on itself. Okay? What can cause that kind of thing? Poor sleep, chronic stress. You see, think about this, okay? Stress. Think of your body inside. It's getting you ready for the fight or flight. Well, if that goes on for a long period of time, that can create, like cortisol, or that stress hormone pours gasoline on inflammation. Does it cause it? I don't know if it's an actual cause, because what I look at in causes of inflammation is insulin resistance, leaky gut, when the body's got garbage coming into the bloodstream that doesn't belong in there, free radical damage, when the body is aging, oxidation is occurring at a high rate, that creates inflammation, okay? One of the biggest problems in inflammation is the gut. The gut. Okay, now, again, there's two things you need to keep in mind, because when it comes to inflammation, you might have leaky gut, but no symptoms of digestion, because a lot of people think, well, I don't have leaky gut. I don't have digestive issues. My bowel is good. I'm regular. I don't get bloating or gas. I don't have pain in my gut. But you can still have leaky gut and have trouble in other parts of the body. And we always talk about that, because leaky gut can lead to leaky lungs, leaky sinuses, leaky brain, leaky joints, leaky skin, any skin condition. Whenever I don't care, from acne to eczema to psoriasis to rosacea, I always went to the gut first, always. Yes, there was inflammation on the skin, but where did it start? Almost invariably, it wasn't localized. It started in the gut. Leaky gut, leaky skin. Even joints. Leaky gut, leaky joints. A lot of times. Look at rheumatoid arthritis, for example. Is that inflammatory? Big time. Where did it start? In the gut. Okay? Now, when it comes to food, there's two foods especially that are very inflammatory. One of them, you knew I was going to say it, is sugar. Okay? So sugar is very inflammatory by nature. And our body would never meant to consume that much sugar. Okay? So, but the one that's even, I don't know if I would say worse, are bad oils. Okay? We always talk about this, the relationship between omega-3 and omega-6. Okay? And they should be close to being balanced. The problem with omega-6 is because all of our food, most of our food is processed. And by what I mean by processed foods, it's made with bad oils. They're choosing bad fats. There's a lot of good fats. Fat is actually quite good for you. Okay? When you look at an egg, that's a good fat. When you look at butter, that's a good fat, right? Olive oil, it's a good fat. Bacon oil, that's a good fat. Okay? Those are good oils. Coconut oil, those are good oils. When you get those seed oils, those processed oils, I call them the hateful eight. Okay? From Canada's gift to the world, canola oil. These are what we call seed oils. They actually were made for machinery, your car, and not for your body. What does that do in the body? Well, that really elevates your omega-6 compared to your omega-3. What does that do? Creates inflammation in the body. The body's inflammation markers go through the roof, okay? That's what happens. So, that's a big problem in our society today. And remember, inflammation, okay? It's on your side till it's not. So inflammation, if you have a fever, it's on your side. Inflammation, if you have an injury, acute, it's on your side. It's when it becomes chronic and you get a low-grade inflammation. What does that do? One of the first things that it does, it destroys blood vessels. So inflammation is destructive when it doesn't go away. Okay? So these are really important factors in chronic inflammation. Okay? And symptoms. What possible symptoms would you have? Okay? I mean, other than pain, chronic pain. Yeah, for sure, right? But you might have brain fog, for example. And you might have fat gain. Inflammation causes the body to store fat in spite of what you're eating to a certain extent. It ain't calories, right? It depends what oils you're eating. And people don't think of oil because most of the foods in the middle aisles of the grocery store are processed foods, devoid of a lot of nutrients and very inflammatory foods. Okay? Now, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? Well, obviously, if your omega-6 levels are up, you want to get your omega-3 levels up. Get the omega-3 levels up. The best one is high DHA, and it ain't even close. Okay? You know what's very anti-inflammatory? Red meat. Steak. Hamburger. Leave the bun alone. Okay? Roast beef. Pork to some extent. But there's nothing like red meat. When I say that, you know what I'm saying. Steak and ham. You know why? It's so full of L-glutamine. Guys, where did I talk to where inflammation starts the most? The gut. What repairs your gut? L-glutamine. That's an amino acid. We talk about L-glutamine being a regenerator of the gut. It helps to reduce inflammation of the gut. Big time. That's why I love L-glutamine. And I want you to eat steak. Very, very important anti-inflammatory is red meat. Okay? And I know that goes against the grain. I know that 9 out of 10 gurus And 100 out of 100 doctors, most of them, they're trying to get people to avoid red meat, and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm sorry. There's nothing better in terms of food than eating red meat to lower your inflammation. Okay? You want to fix leaky gut, you better be consuming L-glutamine. And the way to get that in food, yes, bone broth, absolutely. I love bone broth. You guys know that. But L-glutamine, steak. Okay? Now, when you think of the title of my book, Sun, you want anti-inflammatory? The sun. Vitamin D. I was reading a study on the weekend. Taking 10,000 to 20,000 IUs of vitamin D, which is nothing, guys. Like, you know what I mean? People get all uptight about vitamin D and numbers. You go out in the sun for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You know what you get? 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. And when you got your solar panels exposed, your arms, your legs, those are your solar panels on your body. Every part of your body is a solar panel, but those are the best places to let the sun come in. I think there's a song. Anyway, the study said 10 to 20,000 IUs for 2 weeks was one of the best and most effective anti-inflammatories that you can get. Okay? Now, look, you know, I don't want to rail against Tylenol or Advil or any of those over-the-counter anti-inflammatories. The problem is they got major, major side effects. And I know they might, you know, snip the wire a little bit to the pain. But anyway, as much as possible, go natural, my friend. Go natural. Sun, vitamin D. Steak, L-glutamine. Think of L-glutamine. There's a lot of other things in steak too, of course. But when it comes to inflammation, think of L-glutamine. And omega-3. Okay, that's why I love high DHA, because it is a long-chain fatty acid that is so bioavailable. It's so anti-inflammatory. It not only gives you a lube job, it lubricates for skin, for your eyes, for your blood vessels, your joints, and your gut even helps to re-knit. Omega-3 helps to re-knit the intestinal lining. Okay? But it's so good for you guys. It puts the fire out of inflammation. Okay? Bad oils, pour gasoline on the fire. Good oils, put out the fire. You know what else puts out the fire? Water. H2O. I'm telling you, I've seen it. Even in there's ways of measuring inflammation, right? Like one of the best ways to measure inflammation in the body is called CRP, C-reactive protein, okay? That test has been around for quite a while. Before 2000, did they have the CRP test? I think so. I can't remember exactly. But I've been looking at CRP for many, many, many years, over 25 years, probably 30 years. And I love measuring CRP because you shouldn't have any inflammation in the body. But some people, because you might have an infection going on, you don't even know it, your body's CRP will go up. But if it's chronically high, that's not a good thing. So you can literally measure it. Water lowers C-reactive protein. Your body makes C-reactive protein in the liver, but you can measure it. It's one of the best inflammatory markers that you can get done. Get that test done. Get the book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, and I talk all about it and what you should look for in that marker, okay? The other thing, so sun, vitamin D, steak, steel, movement. Do you know that movement is anti-inflammatory? It is. Movement is anti-inflammatory. Now, if you got a bad joint, and you got a bad knee and you're moving it, that hurts it, right? But it is very anti-inflammatory, okay? So that's really important. Put good oils inside your body. Obviously high DHA, but I love olive oil. I do. I love coconut oil. They're anti-inflammatory. Now, I like bacon oil too, because bacon oil's got the same oil as oleic acid as olive oil. Eat your bacon. Best thing you can eat in the morning. Who doesn't like bacon? Okay. What can you drink besides water that's anti-inflammatory? I'm waiting. What can you drink that is anti-inflammatory besides water? I'm waiting. Let me just see here. Let's see my audience that they, my avocado oil, Kevin. Yeah, you're going to drink it? Gertie, you got it. It's coffee. Yeah, Mary, you got it. Liette, you have it. Jude from New York, you got it. Andrea, Niagara Falls, you got it. And Kevin, yeah, you know it. And avocado oil, yeah, I like avocado oil. Wendy and Ashley and Peggy. Is there anybody that doesn't know that coffee? Sharon, how are you? Georgie, we love you guys. You guys are so stinking smart. Catherine, it's coffee. Joanne, yep, you guys know it, right? So look, guys, you guys know this. It's coffee. Lori, you got it. And who was that? Ike? Joanne, coffee. Lemon and water. I like lemon and water too, Marla. You're right there. Drink water, guys, and drink coffee. When a patient come into the office and I would put them on the reset, okay? Who got put on the reset? Everyone. I don't think anybody ever left my office that I didn't put them on the reset. Just about, okay? There might have been a few exceptions. People that were in that top percentile of people with the greatest health. Maybe I didn't put it on, but I always recommend the reset. And you know what? Two things. Drink water, and they used to get the little lecture from me, and drink coffee. Very, very anti-inflammatory, okay? Very anti-inflammatory. Curcumin. I like curcumin. Very anti-inflammatory. Navitol, very anti-inflammatory. It's one of the effects of it. And oil of oregano. Did you know oil of oregano is anti-inflammatory? Yeah. Can you take, somebody asked, they ask every week we get a question asked about oil of oregano, and one of the questions asked about oil of oregano on a weekly basis, sometimes daily basis, is, can I take oil of oregano every day? Why not? Why not? It's anti-inflammatory, it's antifungal, it's antiviral, it's nature's most powerful antibiotic. We live in a world, guys, okay? We live in a world that, I hate to say the world is corrupt. I don't mean politically. I just mean we live in a toxic soup, guys. Good luck trying to get away from it. It's just our environment. See, I'm more interested, guys, in our environment than I am in the climate. Not that I don't like climate, but I'm big on the environment because those toxins get into our body and they have a major effect on inflammation in our body. Our body is fighting a credit card and a half of plastic is accumulated in our body every week. Guys, that's toxic. And you can't get away from it. You need to put your body at its best high capacity position to detoxify. This is why, guys, I'm so adamant on keeping your liver clean. How do you keep your liver clean? Keep the fat out of it. What? Keep the fat out of it. When you eat sugar and crappy carbohydrates, you fill up your liver with fat. If you want to detoxify, you need to keep your liver clean. You can take, Dr. Martin, what about milk thistle and what about, okay, I don't mind it. But guys, if you got a bad diet, you can't out-supplement a bad diet to clean your liver. You can't. That's why the reset is so good for you. It empties your liver of fat. If you empty your liver of fat, your liver will start producing at the amount that it should of glutathione, which is your body's master detoxer. Your body makes it. You want to eat glutathione? Eat steak. But your body makes it if your liver's clean. Otherwise, it's suppressed. It's one of the biggest things about the immune system. Sun with your T cells and lowering your crappy carbs and sugars for your liver. And then you drink water and coffee and you clean out your kidneys of toxins. Anyway. Okay, so I thought I'd talk about inflammation this morning. Eat your steak, sun, steak, steel, sleep. Sleep is a great detoxer and very anti-inflammatory too. Okay? Anywho, okay guys, got some good studies I've flagged, so we'll talk about them this week. All morning sessions, as far as I know. I'll let you know if there's any changes. And we love you coming on live, of course, when you can. We appreciate that big time. And get your questions ready for Question and Answer Friday, okay? And really, a lot of the stuff that I do during the week come from your questions, okay? So don't be shy. info@martinclinic.com, okay? Now, just about our American Friends product is coming very soon, coming to a theater near you. Hopefully we make an announcement this week sometimes, okay? We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.